Sneeg whip.
This makes no sense with no music.
Three months of giving streamer money left school. But apparently this is a thing, chat.
Hi. Oops. It's been a while, man. It's been a long time. Which, I mean, that's completely on me. I mean, I say that, but no, it's probably been about 2 weeks. Oops.
Sneeg pop, sneeg pop, sneeg pop.
Yeah, man. It's good to see everybody. I'm excited to be back. Okay, this thing's working. Thank you, Buggy Clo. Nice. I see the people unfollowing and refollowing. I can see it on my Twitch thing. It doesn't show that you refollowed, but I can see the number going down and then back.
Sneeg hypers.
You're just ruining your like following length, I think, right? Maybe. I don't know how that works.
Piss 8 month.
LOL. You're wrong. You're bad. 4 years?
Two months ayo.
That's a 4-year sub from Quite Gamer that just came in.
What's up, Sneeg and chat?
Wow, man. That's nuts. Joel is dead.
Yippee 9 months.
Well, yeah, guys, the show ended. I'm just kidding. There he goes back. It's great to be back, man. I think I feel really invigorated. Or reinvigorated, I think is the better way to say that. I think right before the Streamer Awards trip, I like realistically was having a lot of issues.
Return of the White Man.
Just mentally, like not very bad, but just feeling really down about the job, which I shouldn't, because this is a very lucky job to have, but just feeling very I don't know, I mean burnt out. I mean I don't know, I don't want to dance around the word. Like burnout is real, and that's probably the best way to describe it. Not feeling too pulled by content, not feeling too great about numbers, which is not a great thing to do to myself, but realistically that's what was going on. And to be honest, one of my friends who I share a decent amount of viewers with has been streaming for almost an entire month. So that would definitely hinder my view count, which isn't on him and it shouldn't be a problem for me. But that's probably, I'm probably was letting that get to me too much as well. Other stuff. So anyway, yeah, I think I was just dealing with a lot of mental health. Just with feeling better about this. I think I'm doing okay now. I think what happens is I do a pretty good job of pushing it down, which is probably not healthy. But I think I do a pretty good job of like pushing down like the wrong thoughts, you know, in terms of like comparing numbers and stuff. So, but you know, sometimes all the other stuff, I mean, you can only hold it out for so long and sometimes it gets to me. So that tweet I made, I guess about 2 weeks ago now was probably that point where it kind of got to me. And I usually don't make a tweet like that when it does. I usually just do a good job of keeping to myself and, kind of working through it with myself and Hannah. But I think I needed a break. I think realistically I needed a break. I told myself that day I was going to take a day off, and then Hannah kind of told me that I should just like tell myself to take the rest of the time off until I got back, which I think was the smart move. I think I feel a lot better. Yeah, I feel a lot more motivated. I think realistically, I've had a lot of other stuff going on in my life. Yeah, I'm literally gonna be a dad. But before that, Hannah and I navigated getting a house, and then before that, we navigated planning an entire wedding. So almost an entire year of my life, because it's almost our anniversary, has been like 3 of the most major events in my life happening all at once, pretty much. So I think I've been coasting a little bit in terms of advancing my content. You know what I mean? Just because there's been a lot going on, and like rather than, I think a lot of my energy has been spent on like keeping myself okay while handling all that shit. You know what I mean? Not that like now that Hannah's pregnant, like I don't have to worry about having a kid. Like obviously that's going to be like at least 18 years of like responsibility, depending on how it goes. Hi, if you're watching this somehow in 20 years. But yeah, I'm doing good. I think the break was good. I think I've just been kind of coasting on doing what I do, which is not a bad thing because what I do is important and I'm grateful to be able to do it. But I'm not like, I've had a lot of ideas in my head all year and I haven't really like done much with them, because I feel like I haven't really had the mental energy to. And now that a lot of like, I don't know, I feel like now that a lot of like first time experiences are getting out of my way, like the wedding is done. If we change houses or move or buy another house or something like that, I don't even know what the plan is, but you know, like we've done it. I don't need to like focus a bunch of mental energy on a house hunt when I know what I need, I know what we can afford, and I know how it works a bit better. So stuff like that, whatever. Anyway, big stuff is done. Besides mentally exhausting myself, I went on a little trip to LA to the Streamer Awards because Cutie Cinderella was nice enough to invite me. And I was happy enough to actually make it to this one. She invited me last year as well, but I couldn't make that one because it was Hannah's wedding shower So I wanted to be like at the house to make sure like the dogs are fine and Hannah didn't have to worry about anything else that day. So besides the point, I went to it this year. You guys heard me when Rambo went up on stage. Listen, man. Rambo said, you know, he said when he was going up, he was like, they're going to pull me out of our, you know, we sat next to each other. We sat at the same table with, Sniff and Charles. It was 5 Up, Nikki, and G Nelly, I believe.
Let's go. Welcome back, Sneeg.
I think whoever was filming Nikki's vlog might have been seated there too, or near. I can't remember. Them if there was another. So, you know, we're sitting with each other and I'm, you know, next to Rand and he's just like, we're just talking about like when, what about Crumb? Crumb was near. I think Crumb was at a different table, but they stopped by a few times. It was a pretty lax, event, you know, like all things considered, like there was plenty of time for us to walk around and like we weren't like forced to sit in our seats. I mean, most people there were pretty respectful about the space, so we didn't make like a huge scene or anything, but like people were walking around and getting more drinks and you know, using the bathroom and stuff. You were not expecting Young Gravy? Young Gravy was sitting behind me. He shouted when Simply, I think, was announced for an award. Yeah, he was the table behind us. Like he said, he was not cheering at all the entire event. And then for the speedrunner category, I think they said Simply, and he lost it. Like, it was really funny. I was not expecting it. Yeah. What was also funny was Young Gravy performing a song in front of a bunch of Twitch streamers and none of them dancing.
Hello, chat. Hope everyone
it was really bad. It was so funny because, like, I mean, you guys watched the stream and Cutie was like, get up for this performer, big guy, probably fucked your mom, whatever. So everybody stands up. They're just like that. Like Young Gravy starts and everybody's just like,
Sneeg finger.
like an NPC. Ow, I just shocked myself. Like a Wii Sports NPC in the crowd, bro. Like literally like stock.
How long did the yellow dragon fruit take?
Like the yellow, like yellow. Stop putting words in my head. Yeah, like when they animate crowds in games, exactly like that. Exactly. And like half of them don't even have an animation. It was very funny. It was very funny. Including myself. I mean, listen, man, I'm not gonna sit there and dance alone. Hannah wasn't with me. Hannah went to see her family that weekend. I wasn't gonna sit there and dance alone. I'm not that desperate. I don't need to. I didn't need to. Yeah, so Rambo got pulled at some point. I'm not seeing enough movement.
Happy 4 years, Sneeg. Thanks for.
You guys see that clip of that dude intercepting one of Ninja's lobbies? It was like him and Doc and Tim, and he like joined as the 4th person because the lobby was open with the ninja skin and started flossing. I don't know if that's an old clip or what, but it came up on my TikTok page a couple of days ago and it made me lose it. It was really funny. That's such a funny way of taunting him, man. How wasted did I get? I mean, I was fine. Rambo basically said that he needed people to cheer when he went up on stage. So yeah, I did. likely story.
I got SLU tuition to be significantly small.
I mean, yeah.
My states in state tuition, so yippee.
I mean, I was fine. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I enjoyed my alcohol, and had a good time. Yeah, so I shouted for Rambo. Gotta support the guy. But yeah, I apparently apparently vodka water is not like a common drink. I got one and Callum like had no idea. What is that? It's vodka with water. Listen, I'm telling you, don't think this is weird. If you get a shot of vodka with water and put lime in it, you do not taste it. You will not taste the vodka. This is not a joke. I am dead serious.
— 7 months. That's insane, Joel.
Dead serious. Sounds dangerous. I mean, yeah. You don't know how to handle it. I just like that I like that it tastes a bit sharp. And I also like that it's not a bunch of calories.
Hope your trip was fun. Anyways,
helps me enjoy being out and drinking without feeling like shit after because of drinking too much like calories or drinking too much beer. Yeah, so I didn't go on the red carpet. Well, I did. I got there and like you can get a vodka soda as well. I mean, that's fine too. They do like club sodas as well. I don't know what there was a red carpet, but I got there and like nobody was out there. And I'm not gonna like I'm an adult. I'm not gonna sit there and like wait for like a red carpet introduction. I don't really give a shit, man. Like, so I just walked in. They had like little pieces of paper and they were like on them you were labeled whether or not they wanted you to do an interview. Mine did not have anything, and that's okay. Because comparatively, not that numbers are the biggest thing, but comparatively, there was a lot of people there. And there was a lot of people there with way more notoriety than me. So I don't really mind. If you guys are upset by that on my behalf, maybe support me. And next year, you know what I mean, man? The goal is to blow up and stay as cool as I am, man.
Hugs to all.
And then next streamer awards, I'll get an interview. Maybe an award. An award would be cool. I would take that over an interview.
Truing breaks are important for our mental and physical health.
Yeah, man.
Proud of you, my man.
Yeah.
Hello, Sneeg. Welcome back.
What else? Yeah, I mean, I didn't take pictures. I just kind of had fun, man. I enjoyed talking, catching up with friends, and having a good time. Germa's video was really good. There was a few things that motivated me on this trip. Germa's thing, absolutely awesome. Such a cool thing to see a man who's been working for a long time. And like, and I don't know, it makes it feel like it's the longevity is there. He's great, by the way. I had a great chat with him during the after party. He's a very nice guy. I didn't get a picture. I don't know why. I don't take pictures. I don't know why. I'm an idiot. I don't know why. I don't take pictures. Yeah, him and Ranboo were talking for a bit, and obviously I have to bother Ranboo. So he just happened to be around when I was near Rand, so I just chatted him up for a while. He's pretty cool, man. Very nice guy. If he existed, but did I meet Hassan? No. Hassan was like in the very front area of the event and doing interviews. So I didn't get an interview. He was on, like, I was near the back of the venue and he was like at the very front. And so at the end of the thing, like, he was just up there chatting with people, and like I kind of just went to the after party, and I don't even know if he was at the after party. I don't think I saw him there.
Welcome back, nerd. Glad to see your face again.
For like 10 minutes? Yeah, I didn't see him. If he was there, I didn't see him. Not that the party was super long anyway.
With 13 months of being a freak.
Oh, he got there right before it's shut down. That sucks, man. I don't know, man. What incident? Somebody got extremely intoxicated at the after party and got kicked out. And their friend like called 911 because I don't even know. I don't even know. You should watch what Cutie Cinderella said. Cutie Cinderella said it during some podcast. I don't know. It's a whole thing, man. I'm not really in a position to really say much. It's not really like something that personally affected me.
Welcome back, guy.
I only saw like the very beginning of it. When they were trying to put the heat lamps in the pool, because I was outside. So they tried to put a heat lamp in the pool, and then they walked past us to get into the door, and there was another one by the door in which they also tried to knock over. That's really all I saw. I mean, besides like literally seeing somebody being extremely intoxicated. So yeah, if you want to know more, I'm not really gonna sit here and pretend like I was experiencing it and saw a bunch of shit. I didn't. I saw that. You should get the you should go see the Fear and Pod or Fear and Whatever podcast that Hassan has. I believe Cutie talked about it there. It's way more affecting her than anybody else. Cutie is a friend of mine. And I'm honestly, and I'm very honored to be at that event. So I'm with Cutie on this one, man.
In all honesty,
Cutie spent a lot of time and especially a load of money to the event and also the after party, which was sponsored by my org. My after party, the after party was also paid for by Misfits. So, somebody acts up and ruins the night of one of my coworkers and burns a lot of money off of her and my organization. It's pretty disrespectful, especially with the context given prior to the event. You know what I mean? That's all I'll say. If you want to learn more, go look for it. I don't need to break down this whole story. Cutie put a lot of time and effort into it, and so did my org. And it's very disrespectful to not keep that in mind when you're out and about. It shows a lot of character. That's all I'll say. while the after party was going on, it was good. I had a great time. Somebody mentioned Saikuno. I hung out with Saikuno for a bit. He is a nice dude. Obviously, you know, it's not like I just met him. We've hung out before, but you know, we were catching up. He had no idea I had a kid, or I was having a kid. He thought I was joking, which is really funny. But yeah, we had a bit of a one-on-one, hung out for a bit and just talked, caught up a bit. So yeah, it was really funny. He thought I was just making a joke. So he thought I was younger than I am, which is great for me. That's great for me. I'll take it. He thought like he didn't expect me to be as old as I am, which either I act immature or I act young, which could be both. I don't know. I don't know, man. He's great. Nice guy. Hope we can make more content. Talk to Ross for a bit. Ross is great, as always. I talked to people from Jagex who make RuneScape. They were lovely. I just gushed about RuneScape for a good 30 minutes with them. It was cool. Yeah, Ross is a nice guy, man.
And I finally got some bitches, yippee.
What else? I don't know, man. It was a party. Had some drinks, talked to some people. Do you think they know you are a fan or not? Ross? I mean, yeah, Ross saw that I was in the videos with Grumps. And he's busy doing his own stuff, so he doesn't know that, like, he didn't, like, oh, the RuneScape people. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I made it clear I was.
Nice.
I don't think they believed me at first either, because I feel like they get it a lot, because a lot of people have dipped into RuneScape in some extent. And so, you know, you run into the developers of a game that you've at least played, and you're going to sit there and go, oh, I love that game. But, like, I started talking about, like, stuff they're doing, like, the updates they're making and stuff that they've recently made, and they're like, oh, you're, like, actually play. I'm like, yeah. I'm telling you, I actually play. I was like, I love this game. I don't play it on stream, but if I'm not on stream, I'm playing it. Like, yeah. So I don't think they really believed me, which is funny.
Just had a pre-op appointment and now I come back.
I liked flexing on it a little bit, being like, yeah, I do know what I'm talking about here, and your game is great, and I thank you for it. So, and yeah, I told them that I watch a lot of Foe, you know, my boy. And I mentioned my friend Pip to them, who they know. They love Pip. Pip is a good IRL friend of mine who's a great RuneScape content creator. If you guys like watching YouTube RuneScape content, which you should, because YouTube RuneScape content is some of the greatest gaming YouTube content out there. There are so many talented people in RuneScape YouTube community. Then, it was a good time, good event. I hung out with Ethan a lot outside of the event, which was another motivating factor, and I told him that. Ethan's a good friend, man. We don't do a whole lot together right now because he's training to literally punch people in a month. So, he's a great dude. I think something like switched on the first night we went out Friday, and we went to an arcade bar called Round One, and we just hung out. I think something kind of clicked while we were there. Just especially because he made us go to this coin game after we like did a bunch of games and stuff. But then we went to this coin game, this like Angry Birds coin game in the middle of the fucking floor. I don't know why. He filmed a video for 8 hours playing just that game, apparently, at one point. I don't even know if it's out. So, spoiler, I guess. He did it. And I'm sitting there like, I mean, that's amazing, right? I mean, that's insane, but that's amazing. And I'm sitting here talking to a guy 1 month younger than me. You know, we're both 26. and he's sitting up in LA like thriving, doing absolute shitpost content, and I'm like, I don't know, I just kind of had like a very real moment with myself, and I was like, I don't know what I've been fucking doing this whole time. Since when was he 23? So he's not 23. I said we are the same age. We're a month apart. He's younger by 1 month. And I'm not 23. I know that. I didn't know when he turned 23, much less 26. I'm 23 now, I guess. Pandemic age didn't count, baby. Can we do that? Can we just ignore the 3 birthdays we had during the pandemic? I'm cool with that if you guys are. I mean, 2 of them, probably 2 of them for most people were pretty much a wash, where you just were like alone or with practically nobody. So don't take me back. I didn't say like we'd go back in time. I'm just trying to stall out my 30s, man. I'm kidding. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I mean, there's, you know, Ethan's house is really cool. I don't know, just kind of like seeing where he's at, seeing where he's living, seeing like the type of stuff he's making, and especially realizing that like we're literally so close in age. I'm sitting here like reevaluating my life. Not that I hate streaming, but I'm sitting here like spending so much time streaming, and like I have such an opportunity to do more, and I feel like I've been wasting an entire year not doing that. Maybe more, but I mean, it's not about that. It's not about how much I've wasted. It's more about how much I have, how much potential I have. And that's an important thing to keep in mind to all of you. I mean, we all waste time, but excuse me. I feel like it's very important to understand that like, even though you might have wasted time, I mean, people have the potentiality of living quite some time. And in retrospect, that's, you know, the year you wasted is a fraction of how long you might live, man. And it's about the time you put in when you can, not the time you didn't when you weren't up for it. You know what I mean? And everyone wastes time. Don't feel like you're doing something wrong. Nobody wants to flex that they're fucking up in life. So if you feel like you're the only person doing wrong shit, it's because nobody's bragging about it, man. I mean, think about that. You're not going to go out with all your friends and be like, yeah, man, I just really fucking hate myself, you know? It's going awfully. I'm drowning. Nobody does that. You're not going to do that, so nobody else is going to do that near you. Especially not on social media. Are you kidding me? And that's pretty much everybody's social interaction at this point, because the pandemic has made everybody parasocial as shit. So socializing to us is seeing Twitter and seeing people doing cool stuff on Twitter. But everybody's not going to sit on Twitter and talk about all the bad shit they're going through as well. We're just going to pretend that didn't happen because we're achieving something. That's the problem. Social media is a contorted way to view life because nobody's sitting there talking about the realistic nature of living. They're talking about all the cool shit they get to do. Or they're yelling about other people, which is also contorted because nobody's going to sit there and do that in public. Most people. Obviously, some people do. Majority of the people will not be as confrontational in public as they are on Twitter, because you know what, that requires actual nuts. You know what I mean? Metaphorically actual nuts, not like oh, it's a man's thing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know, man. Ethan just really inspired me because he's just doing the fucking thing. You know what I mean? He's just living his fucking life in an area that I would truly like to be. And I'm like, I don't have to be there to like do the shit he's doing. So we're gonna get some new content up in this bitch. Not here. Probably on YouTube. But you guys should be ready to go to whatever channel I push. I gave Ether cooking content today. Ether and I sat down for a good 30 minutes and wrote down ideas to film. So pretty much, cooking channel. These will not be consistent. I don't want people to pretend like I'm going to consistently post on either of these. This is very contingent on what I'm cooking, if I like cooking it, if I'm interested in filming it. And the IRL stuff is very contingent on like what I want to do, if it's doable, if I actually feel like fucking doing it. But this is all stuff that's very easy for me to do. I have the means to do it. It would be funny. The main reason growth on YouTube has been stagnant is because I post stream highlights on one channel. That's all I post. And half of you already see it, so you don't fucking watch it. Excuse me. So videos don't perform well because most of my audience isn't seeing it because they already watched it, so there's no point. Not to say I wouldn't post. I'm going to keep posting those. I mean, I have an editing team. They're going to continue to do that. But I have so much time to do more, and I want to. I want to now. And I think it's a mix of a lot of things. I know some of you watch regardless. I'm not talking about you. It's a lot to do with it's stuff like watching Ethan thriving the way he was, and it's seeing like the montage of Germa during the event where like they're showing just all of the random shit he's done. The other thing was that like spider web video, like the galaxy dots, like showing all of the expansiveness of streaming was inspiring as well. So yeah, the Atlas, yeah, that's what it is. You're choking me a little bit, babe. So I think I don't know. I just feel extremely motivated. I think it was a really good break. And I think with the really good break, I had a really, really great trip that really, really inspired me to be bigger. You know what I mean? I feel like we're on the cusp. That's the thing, is I feel like I've been sitting on this like potentiality for a year. And I just haven't like brought forth the effort to do it. So we will be doing it. If you guys ever have any stupid ideas for me to do, feel free to write them down either in the like the forum or the suggestions, or even at me on Twitter. I would say maybe not here, just because I'm not gonna like, it's gonna be harder for me to see that, let alone write it down. One of the first ideas I have, and I'm probably going to do this first, and I mean IRL content. First of all, IRL content will be on the former YouTube Clips channel. Most likely. So Guagua Lancer will probably be my IRL shit posting YouTube channel. Some of you are already subbed to it. I would suggest getting there now. Yeah. one of the first ideas I'm probably gonna do, because I can do this really pretty much immediately. I have a second camera already. In fact, most of it can probably get done with an iPhone. I probably just need a good microphone. So I need to get like a lav mic, but that's, I can get that. So one of the first things I'm going to probably do is literally say something like, give me your, like I'm going to attempt to paint like the top 5 images that Twitter posts, like underneath the tweet. That's the thing. Could be anything. It could be anything. It could be me like reading people asking questions. I could get somebody to do it with me. That would be an easy Discord call. I could cringe at TikToks. Ether and I thought of one where I still have one of those Lego like heads, you know how like the clone stormtrooper, I don't remember which one this is. This guy, I have Boba Fett, I believe. I remember seeing a Venom Lego one, and I can't remember if I bought the Venom one. Anyway, another one I had in mind is building 1 or 2 of those, and either like answering questions, or like if I laugh at something or like cringe at something, I would restart, and like people would submit those, and Ether would like be with me and just like filtering in shit that would work. Obviously, like he'd have to like stop the weird stuff, but that sounds like a pain. Another idea was to go fishing, because Missouri has a lot of places to fish, but find it, and I don't even know if this is possible, find a place where people complain there's no fish or little to none, and don't leave until I catch one. Which could be bad. We'll see. 24-hour stream. This is not a stream. These are not streams. Like I said, these are not, this is different. I feel like I've been sitting here throwing all of my effort into one area, which is Twitch, and my stream highlights, which is also Twitch. So I need to expand. So with that will be IRL stuff via Guagua Lancer, and cooking stuff via Sneegsnag, which isn't like a thing yet. So with the cooking stuff, and I know most of you don't care. With cooking stuff, I'm not a fucking sous chef. I didn't go to culinary school. I'm not going to pretend I went to culinary school. The only thing that really annoys me about cooking TikToks is that all these fucking people have so much prowess in it that like it makes anybody else's like good food look like shit, and everybody wants them to know that, because like all these people have like experience either cooking for people, doing it as a job, etc. And I'm like, I don't do that shit. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I do that shit. So if you're mad, you're mad. What I do like doing is I like cooking, and I like trying to cook stuff. I do make mistakes, as people like to tell me, but the plan for that is to make food. I can point a camera at myself. It's not a problem. I can just point a camera at the process.
14 oh boy. Hi,
And
jammies.
if it messes up, if something is weird about it, obviously, like, if it completely goes wrong, I'm probably not going to post it. But, like,
coffee and then plugs his coffee to them.
Real. But, like, if there is a mistake in the recipe, but it doesn't ruin the food, I will film it. I will put a commentary in explaining my process, the ingredients, stuff like that, and acknowledging the mistakes. And I will explain in my idea what I think I did wrong and how to avoid that if you want to follow along. Because realistically, I'm not an expert at cooking and I will make mistakes, and I'd rather like acknowledge that and help people learn than pretend like I'm some fucking expert and nobody can question my food. And no, I won't explain what I did because you have no ability to make this because I'm so talented. You know what I mean? I don't cook like that. I make food that is good for me, that I like, that is easy to do. You know what I mean? Whether that stuff reaches streaming stuff, no idea. But basically, YouTube, commentate, explain, also explain that I'm not an expert, explain any mistakes I might have made or what I would do differently near the end of the video, and then take that and make it some quick snippet for TikTok. No commentary on TikTok, which I'm sure will go really well, but put something in the video where it's like, if you want to learn this recipe or hear my thoughts on it, go to this YouTube channel. And I'll have it like in the video and then in the comments or in my link tree or whatever the fuck those things are, pretty much. That's what I was thinking. Because that way the YouTube channel gets some attention, TikTok gets some attention, TikTok can give the YouTube channel more attention. Stuff like that. Ether already has one of the things I made. I need to do the commentary, but I ended the call to work out and then do this. So yeah, like maybe some funny outtakes and stuff too. Yeah, that's a good point. Hold on. Let me actually tell him that. Okay, I have to pee really bad. So I'll be right back. I got myself 2 Samoas for being a good boy and working out today. I don't know if these things were larger or my hands are bigger now. They feel so much smaller. Thin mints are better. I have those too, bro. I don't know why we're being objective about Girl Scout cookies. Just get all of them.
It's kinda stinky in here.
You're very silly. Ah! So yeah, man. That's
Pee pee poo poo.
that's pretty much where I'm at in terms of like my life since the break and the trip.
Poo poo. Maybe chat.
I appreciate your guys' patience. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to work on more stuff. You know what I mean? What else is going on, man? Oh, wait. We have a Discord forum for that.
Yippee.
Beep bop. Really quick, let me see if I can actually thank all these subs somehow. Unstable Unicorn, thank you for the 15. Kitty Balls, thank you for the 22. Kyram, thank you for the 15. Noxious, thank you for the 13. Nebus Jeebus, thank you for the 20. Splash Star, thank you for the 16. Cootie Queen, thank you for the 19. Etiquette, thank you for the 14. M-Dub, thank you for the 14. Zebu, thank you for the 20. Mad Kit Kat, thank you for the 8. Allurious, thank you for the 19. Symphony of Chaos, thank you for the 15. Ramsky, thank you for the 8. Dawn Cosmos, thank you for the 10. Zuki the Danish Crow, thank you for the 7. Pink Mattis, thank you for the 4. Creepy Fawn, thank you for the year. Zip the Nameless, thank you for the 8. Xavier, thank you for the 5. Kiba, thank you for the 9. Amelia Dude, thank you for the 10. Why don't I just do this?
Piss.
Oh, because it's gonna go crazy. Via Sport, thank you for the 7. Oh my god, wait, if you follow your name on screen. That's crazy. Smile. Don't do that. Amelia 2, thank you for the 10. Diva Diane, thank you for the 15. Sleepy Somna, thank you for the 16. Fully Faced, thank you for the 18. I already said all these. Nadine is God, thank you for the 14. Honorary Hulu, thank you for the year. Amber Cotton, thank you for the 13. Serenity, thank you for the 30. By Moon Lilies, thank you for the 15. Crystal Jenny, thank you for the 14. Lifina, thank you for the 15. Sanguine Puddles, thank you for the year. Small, thank you for the 3. Strawberry Lat, thank you for the 9. Teddy's username, thank you for the 7. Pie Tile, thank you for the 4. Janice, thanks for the 39 months, Janice. I'm back. You have VODs to make now. You can make money again. Demiris, thank you for the 30. Art Boy, thank you for the 13. Sorry, Charlie, thank you for the 15. Dan Ganny, thank you for the 4. Stinky Fart 69 with the 9 months. Raven with the 22. Uggy Doggy with the 29. Waddle Whittle with the 15. KP, thanks for the 14. Logical Wizards, thank you for the 27. Blue Bug, thank you for the 15. Milk Honey, thank you for the 15. Script, thank you for the 5. Kale Online, thank you for the 5. Error Child, thank you for the 5. Papaya, thank you for the 5. Jesus with the 37. Beast. Ready for an 8:30 game? Let's go wild. Shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding. Is it really that late? Or are you just on, are you on Eastern time? Oh no, it's at 8:30. What the hell? Blues make me sad, man. I don't want to be sad because we're like making really good moves for next year, but it still doesn't make losing not frustrating. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Jazz for the soul, thank you for the 7. String Fro with the 15. I will break your kneecaps, thank you for the 6. Jay the Fox, thank you for the 16. Venom Storm, thank you for the 16. Atlas, thank you for the 14. Tora Crystalia, thank you for the 13. Saturn, thank you for the 10. Quite with the 4 years. We already said that one. That's insane, man. Thank you if you still hear you, OG. Orange, thank you for the 16. Tyga, thank you for the 17. It's the first fart back, chat. Get fucking ready. Ooh. Good to do that again. Not your username. Thank you for the 18. Nils, thank you for the 15. Griffith, thank you for the 6. Traumatized, thank you for the 14. Galaxy, thank you for the 19. Shortest Squash with the 13. Small Top of the 19. Blue Cheerio with the 22. Azul, the Galaxy Cat with the 13. Polydomain with the 13. Meowmint with the 27. Pierce Nexus with the 10. Grace Robin with the 17. Excuse me. Rithel, thank you for the 16. Frogs and Friends, thank you for the 13. Disco Seal with the 7. Punk Axolotl with the 14. Herpes Sherp with the 13. Aubrey with the 11. Hugmingo with the 12. Peter with the 13. Storyteller with the 16. Reversed Winds with the 14. Cality with the 15. Asexual Error with the year. JK DeLuna with the 8. Emilion with the 15. Johnny Johnsonville with the 17. Guy's name is Dick Dickville. Geneva Carrot, thank you for the 2. If We Us, thank you for the 10. Abby Must Die, thank you for the 13. Superstar, thank you for the 18. Where the Frog, thank you for the 18. Alice Does Things, thank you for the 25. Voltus, thank you for the 9. Jimmy Slot, thank you for the 15. Jamie Hope. Jaime Hope. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. And White. Thank you for the 2. Macaroni of Cheese, thank you for the 8. I'm Silver with the 17. Haunting Chase, thank you for the 6. Erzats, thank you for the 8. Maddie Will, thank you for the year. Immigrant Biscuit, thank you for the gifted sub. Dead Genesis, thank you for the year. Psychra, thank you for the 35. I Am Maxius, thank you for the 3. Dubkin, thank you for the 18. Killer King, thank you for the 3. Gotham, thank you for the 9. Michael, thank you for the 15. Illusion, thank you for the 13. Maddie, thank you for the 15. Sneeze, thank you for the 36. Bernistic, thank you for the 4. Ghost, the VT Cat, thank you for the 17. You get one crispy one. Jay, thank you for the 16. Wonderland, thank you for the 19. Uniting Salmon, thank you for the 31. Crunchy Cruddy, thank you for the 21. A Scotch Fox, thank you for the 10. Kyra, thank you for the year. Z Bunny, thank you for the 5. Lusky Laddie, thank you for the 15. How far does this go back, man? God damn. Why did I feel like my sub count hasn't changed? What did you... How... Did I lose that many subs in that quick? Damn, I'm falling off. Duckling, thank you for the 9. Big Gay Clown, thank you for the 8. Thaddeus, thank you for the 31. It's Me, Anthony, thank you for the 16. Ram, thank you for the 13. That's it. That's everybody. Cooking Stream 1, already said that. You've heard of Pee-Pee, now get ready for Mun Mun. He's calling the police, so no. Cool, bro. What the heck? Hot bar drama. That's how I'm going to fight over Minecraft hot bars. Who's ready? This is mine. That's not bad. Your sword is flipped and your pickaxe is flipped. It's sword, axe, pickaxe, shovel. Shovel has 4 energy, and I really don't want to hear anything else. This is Janice's hot bar. I think I need to make some calls and... I'm paying this person. Should I stop? Do you guys think I should dock it down to exposure? That's what all the good YouTubers do. Wow.
5 months. Very happy to be here, people love.
What the fuck? Am I in a toilet? Where am I? Is this a toilet? A bowl? Toilet is a bowl. Which doesn't really answer my question. It's too small for a toilet. Are you saying toilets can't be small now? What about people with a tiny asshole? You didn't even think about that, did you? There's no drain for the poopies. You don't know, my massive ass could be covering it. Oh, that's a TikTok version though. What dinosaurs actually probably sounded like? First part of this a while back after they discovered the new Ankylosaurus fossil that was mummified so well. This guy made another video though. And I thought the shitting your pants experience would be shared with everyone. What? 2023, 2022. Wait, there's 3 of them. These sounds are produced carefully and with the latest information regarding dinosaurs and prehistoric reptiles available. Oh wait, hold on. This one was 2 weeks ago. 4 days ago. So surely this one, right? So this is what we think. I mean, maybe they'll explain it. Right? Most dinosaurs did not have a syrinx or a larynx and could not sing or produce complicated calls. However, recent studies have uncovered a larynx during an Ankylosaurus saurid fossil recovery, meaning that it's possible that many dinosaurs sounded closer to birds and modern reptiles than previously anticipated. This is the second video in a series which attempts to accurately rebuild dinosaur sounds. This project has been going for 5+ years. Whoa. How does he do this? Deinonychus. Greek gods are thinking they're slick, dude. Yeah, whatever, man. This guy's not fooling me. You can see the wine cup in his glass, or in his hand. The wine cup in his glass? What am I fucking saying, dude? I took a break and I still can't do my job right. What the hell's going on, man? This sounds sick. Oh. So how does this work?
Happy birthday, sneegsnag.
How does he do this? Gallimimus. They look at how the vocal cords are shaped. Wow. You can glean the sound that comes out just by seeing the type, like the size and shape of vocal cords. That's actually very cool. Pachycephalosaurus. I'm sending this to Dan. I'm texting Dan this video immediately. Dan loves dinosaurs, so I will send him this. Dan Abaddon, yeah. The guy. Carnotaurus. Sounds like my tummy. Parasaurolophus. This sounds like a fart. Blah. Me when I'm poopy. That literally sounds like a stomach gurgling. Oh, 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 that dragon fruit's coming back, guys. Oh, oh. when the cold brew hits, bro. This is interesting, man. Ankylosaurus, I know that one. This sounds like a vuvuzela struggling to function.
Farting dino peepo giggles.
This is so cool, but that last one really sounded like a stomach groaning, like struggling to hold in a fart. Oh my god, where are they going? Carcharodontosaurus. My god. Look at this guy.
What the hell did I just walk in on? How many ways?
This sounds like what they make every like big scary monster in movies sound like.
I didn't miss my actual 2-year sub. Yippee, love you, stupid fucking freaks.
This sounds like what every like giant creature in a movie sounds like. Me and my chopper. Whoa! Argentinosaurus? What is happening with this capture? Oh, I didn't close out the Discord forum. What the f— This one's crazy, bro. It sounds like a car. Maybe dinosaurs are ancestors of cars. That one guy at 3 a.m. speeding down your street in his sports car. In his 30 grand Dodge Charger that he thinks will get him sex. Yeah, I'm a cop. That's so cool, man. Now I want to watch these other ones. Oh, I wasn't even on full volume, dude. Yeah, let's watch the other two. This is the same thing as earlier. Most dinosaurs don't have a larynx. Videos attempt to accurately build dinosaur sounds. Velociraptor. This guy's got a lot to say, bro. Me cleaning my window. That sounded like an 80-year-old man laughing. Buddha Raptor. Or Utah Raptor. This is very much in my ear.
His ass sounds like a broken ass swing from my childhood, and when I use too much index.
Am I being sniffed? Am I being sniffed, bro? I'm gonna try to do my impressions of them. I'm gonna do my best. Drip to This guy's really amused. Sounds like a clown laugh. Can I say how cool it is that like T-Rexes have like feathers? Like I love how this looks. Like this is a really cool like discovery, how much closer they were to birds than we thought. Cause like Jurassic Park is not correct. It is really cool. I mean, maybe they are. Maybe this is a different T-Rex. I don't know. This is outdated info. This is from literally last year. So last year is outdated.
Smile.
All right, bro. I'm sorry I'm not on the paleontology grind. That sounds like a laughter in slow motion. FNAF ass laugh. That's terrifying. Hearing any of these in the wild would have been absolutely mortifying. What a guy. The lawnmower is stalling. Oh, it's over. Wait.
great game.
God damn it. This thing's old as fuck, dude. Piece of shit. Sounds like a fart from inside of a rectum. Uh-oh, we're zooming out. What's bigger than a T-Rex? Elasmosaurus. That's a boy. Look at that giant ass vein on his tummy. Oh, Jim. Raw. That's not his tummy. What? Oh my god. Mosasaurus. That thing is huge, bro. It's crazy that there's so much less giant creatures underwater. That sounds like Jason. Quetzalcoatl. Is this a cod zombie? Yeah. Yeah. Spinosaurus aegyptiacus. Egyptiacus? Yeah, let him know. Sounds like a conversation. Like two of them arguing.
Puppy sounding ass. Fun fact, the reason why they've lost the underwater guys is because there simply isn't enough food for them to live. It's one of the main reasons they went extinct.
The dentist. The fucking tube thing. Yeah, we're just gonna get all that stuff up out of your mouth. That's exactly what it sounded like. That's amazing. All right, last one. Excuse me.
I am so cool.
No. Just kidding. Aw. Sognathus? What a cutie. Mort. Mort, I'm a dinosaur, Mort. I can't move it anymore, Mort. I don't have good arms. I'm not physically fit anymore, Mort. Oh. Oh my god. Dilophosaurus? Got a little something.
My cock! Compsognathus were small too, from 2 to 4 feet, and they are very cute and scrunkly.
Scrunkly, bro. I'd keep one. Sounds like a woodwind instrument. Ceratosaurus. Isn't it crazy that this thing existed? It could just run through my house and destroy me. Isn't that amazing that this thing was like a million couple years ago, maybe right where I'm sitting, and instead I poop in, like they're like killing machines, and I poop in a toilet. They pooped too? Damn, dude, they gotta had some big stinkums. I don't know, dude. Have they found a rectum bone? Have they found rectums in the fossils of dinosaurs? You don't know that. They might not have pooped. They might have gone extinct because they had no way to defecate. You can buy fossilized dinosaur shit. $60? What the? Apparently dino poop is called coprolite. Pay $60 for a piece of dinosaur shit? Ooh, Stegosaurus.
Procompsognathus are quite cute too, about the size of a small dog smile.
What? Oh, get out of here. This is a straight up cow, bro. You're mine.
My cat at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Brachiosaurus. What a long boy. Leopleurodon, Charlie. Leopleurodon, yeah. Man, he's pumped. Sounds like a siren. Damn, a cab. Even then. Unlucky. The beginner band trumpet section. Pteranodon. Yeah, that's the trombones right there. Why does it sound like it's having sex? It could be. Maybe they had sex designated vocal cords. That was very cool. That was fun. No. Oh wait. 5 days ago. What? No. Shut up. Get away. No. City design and why North America sucks at it. Why I hate Houston. Why city design is important and why I hate Houston from Not Just Bikes. Huh. Refresh? Wait, what do you mean? Oh. Maybe the mods can make sure those aren't bad.
I'm not an urban planner, but I play one on TV. So you might ask, why do you run a YouTube channel about urban planning and walkable cities then? And I would say, what a coincidence. That's the topic of this video. I grew up in a car-dependent, car-infested city called London. To avoid confusion on this channel, I usually refer to it as fake London or sometimes something derogatory.
Oh, the American
By the
London.
time I was a teenager, I was pretty bored of fake London.
The Canadian
So I
London.
wanted to get out as quickly as possible and see the rest of the world.
I think there's also a London in Missouri.
So while I was in university, I took advantage of internships to live in several different cities in Ontario, as well as in the San Francisco Bay Area. During this time, I also drove across the United States 7 times and across Canada once. And I stayed in dozens of cities and towns along the way. Apart from some minor differences, all of these places were pretty similar. There's an overwhelming sameness between almost all cities in the US and Canada, primarily due to their car-centric design. In the end, I decided to live in downtown Toronto. This was a place that was interesting to me, but I didn't really know why at the time. I just knew I liked it a lot more than suburbia. Incidentally, when I lived in downtown Toronto, I was able to easily live car-free, and this allowed me to save huge amounts of money when I was young. After the dot-com crash of 2000,
Pets.com, because pets can't drive.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Boy, this is my kind of party.
Excuse
I
me?
was laid off from my first job out of school, and I was left unemployed for a very long time. When I finally did find a job, it was at a significantly lower salary than what I was earning before. There's simply no way I could have gotten through that time in my life if I had to own a car to buy food, to apply for unemployment benefits, to go to job interviews,
Latte
and to go
me.
to work. This is one of the reasons why I'm so hostile towards car-dependent places, because they are burdening everyone with thousands of dollars per
Oh,
year
fuck
for the
yeah,
cost
dude.
of an
That Dillard's
automobile,
looks so
just so
cool.
they can work and feed themselves. This is fundamentally wrong. Nobody
Yeah, it's
should
annoying.
have to own a car just to participate in society.
Wait,
And designing
Overland.
a city that way on purpose is
Overland
criminal.
Park.
Participate in fundamental automobile.
There's an Overland in Missouri. Have I been to this Dillard's?
Just so they can work and feed themselves. This is fundamentally wrong. Nobody should have to own a
Ah,
car
it's Kansas.
just to participate in society. And designing a city that way on purpose.
It's in Overland,
is
Missouri, not
criminal.
Overland Park.
But what really opened my eyes is when I got a job that required me to travel. Suddenly I was being sent to the UK, Germany, Taiwan, Japan,
All right,
all
relax.
over the United States. I started realizing that there was a whole world of interesting cities out there, and they weren't all the same car-centric sprawl of the GTA or the Bay Area. During this time, I traveled excessively for both personal and business trips. There was a period of several years where I wasn't in the same time zone for more than about 3 weeks at a time. One thing this insane amount of travel did provide me with was the opportunity to see how other people lived all over the world. I wasn't going to places as a tourist.
That's a very important reason to travel in the first place, by the way. Like, especially as an American, like seeing like so many, not even enough cultures at this point. Like going to England, going to Amsterdam and stuff like that. Like I'm going to Paris like in a couple of months for TwitchCon. Like seeing Amsterdam was crazy. Amsterdam, the bikes rule the intersections. Like bikes get priority over everything. Like you cannot move as a car because 20 bikes are crossing past you and you have to let them go. It's wild. Like the culture is so much different. It's so much the middle of Amsterdam, you can't even drive to. Like where all the red light districts and stuff are. Not that I would go in them, but like even all the areas outside of that, you can't drive into those spots. You have to park away and walk in. But the entirety of the downtown Amsterdam is built so well that you can just walk throughout the whole thing. It's nuts. And if you don't want to walk, you have to have a bike because cars aren't allowed in the middle, but bikes are. It's nuts. It was really cool.
I was going to where people actually lived and worked. I was taking local trains in Tokyo. I was stuck in rush hour traffic in Boston. I was taking the S-Bahn in Berlin. I was taking taxis for remote factories in Shenzhen. And I was going between these drastically different cities on a nearly weekly basis. It was amazing to
Cool,
me to
bro.
see how different all of these cities were and the different ways that people lived. But at the time, I never really thought about why this was the case.
Public transit.
Like most people, I assumed it was for cultural reasons or due to the weather and local environment, because I was completely ignorant about urban planning. That all changed during a trip to Houston. I was in the middle of an around-the-world trip.
You
These are
guys
discounted
ready
tickets
for the
traveling
like
to multiple
10-lane
cities,
highway?
but you need to travel only in one global direction, always east or always west,
It's
until you've
great.
flown all the way around the world. For most of my trip, I had taken
Texas
public
is
transportation
real
in the
bad,
cities I had
dude.
visited, But I'd been to Houston many times before, and I knew I needed a
Texas
car.
highways are
However, I had met up with some
disgustingly
coworkers for this leg
weird.
of the journey, so we shared one car between the three of
Dramatic
us.
reenactment.
We had a day off on Sunday, and my coworkers had taken the car. When I was unpacking in my hotel room, I noticed my suitcase was falling apart, so I searched for a luggage shop nearby. Thankfully, there was one 800 meters away. No problem. I decided to walk there. That was a terrible, terrible mistake. I exited the hotel to find that it was on a street with no sidewalks. None at all. So I crossed through the adjacent parking lots. It is disturbingly common to find places without any sidewalks in American suburbia.
Yep.
But I had grown up in a car-infested city, so I was used to it. As I got out onto the
Yeah, how
main
do you
road,
cross, though?
there was a sidewalk. I didn't know it at the time, but this road is what Strong Towns refers to as a strode, a street that is designed like a road, and in doing so is expensive, inefficient, and dangerous. This walk was pretty uncomfortable. The weather was nice, but there were no trees to provide any.
It's okay. You'll be near it as a SLU student, though. I don't know if they still do it, but I got a Metro card for free when I was a student at SLU for living on campus. So yeah, you can get around the city. I mean, you can like go to a Cardinals game and like take the Metro by SLU and exit right outside of the stadium and take it back home. So yeah, the Metro in St. Louis is okay. It's not amazing. It's not going to get you everywhere, but you do have a Metro pass as a student, so like I would take advantage of it. It's pretty cool. Obviously don't do it at like weird times, but like during the day, take advantage of it, man.
Shade. The landscape was boring and I was surrounded by asphalt. All of the businesses I passed were far in the distance, behind giant parking lots, and the signs were all oversized and only meant to be read while driving. In a place like this, you're walking next to polluted air and the constant noise from high-speed vehicles, and you always need to be alert for any cars
That
going in and
annoys
out
me
of
so
driveways.
much, dude.
As drivers,
That just made so much sense to me. Like the buildings always being behind the parking lots really annoy me. That just made so much sense to me. It's so irritating.
are only looking at oncoming traffic. They are not looking for pedestrians. And in America, people will blame you if you're hit by a car. Stoplights are long and there are too many of them. And because cars can turn right on red lights in America, you have to be hyper aware when crossing the strode. This is the kind of pedestrian experience that people who never walk anywhere think is acceptable. But then I got to this spot and the sidewalk just ended. No warning, no alternative, it was just gone. But there was a well-trodden path through the grass, so I followed it to this bridge, where there was nothing. As I shimmied along the curb next to the guardrail, with high-speed cars and trucks passing by me, I thought about how ridiculous this was. I was balancing on a few centimeters of curb while crossing a 28-meter bridge with 7 lanes of car traffic.
This isn't normal.
There was
no
no consideration given to anybody who wasn't
Not
in
at
a
all.
car, and there was no other alternative for people walking. At that moment, I decided that if I lived through this walk, I wanted to live in a place that was the
is
exact
awful.
opposite of a place like this.
This is normalized in
When
America,
I made
but
it
it's
to the other
terribly
side, there was
not
also no sidewalk, of course.
good.
And I crossed through
It's
some more parking lots to get to the luggage
very
shop.
discouraged.
Needless to say,
worldwide.
I took a cab back to the hotel. Yeah, I took a taxi to go 800 meters. In the United States, over 45% of car trips are 3 miles or less than 5 kilometers. That's insane. Europeans assume that Americans drive everywhere because they're fat and lazy, but it's not. It's because these trips simply can't be done any other way. When I got back to my hotel, I started reading about how cities were designed. I learned about car dependency, and I learned about walkability. And I learned about how these places have changed over time, and how some places have designed their cities for humans, not just for motor vehicles. One of the things that really
Hey,
upset
Amsterdam.
me is that the desolate asphalt-covered cities I had visited in the US and Canada weren't always
So many downtowns of major cities are exactly like this. This is such like a general summary of a downtown. Just like parking lots. They live in Amsterdam nowadays. I don't blame him, dude. We went and we looked up how long it took to become an Amsterdam citizen. 5 years, by the way.
Is this way. I was told
It's
these
a
cities were
beautiful
like this
area.
because they were designed for the car. That's not true. They weren't designed for the car. They were bulldozed for the car. Look at these pictures of my hometown of fake London. This city is beautiful. Now it looks like this. This is a picture of Houston in the 1970s. No, it wasn't bombed. They did this to themselves. This used to be a compact, walkable city that was just as good as those in Europe or Asia, and they destroyed it. When you see a place like this, you think the developers must have got away with something. But literally everything you see, right down to the color of the paint of the lines in the parking lot, are defined in some book of regulations. And those regulations are overwhelmingly designed to make places that are only accessible by car. This is entirely by design, and it's entirely by choice. It didn't need to be this way, and it doesn't need to stay this way. And that is why I became interested in urban planning. My walk in Houston was not the first or the last terrible experience I would have walking in an American city, but it was the most memorable. And I have absolutely zero patience for apologists for this kind of car-centric, anti-human design. I clearly wasn't the only person who had ever walked here, as proven by the path through the grass. You can see people walking here on Google Street View. In a place like this, if you're too poor to drive a car, then you're literally forgotten about. And this situation hasn't changed at all in the last decade, which is why I was able to get this video of it. There's no excuse for this. If you have enough room for 7 lanes of car traffic, then you have enough room for a sidewalk or a bicycle path. This is what a 28-meter bridge looks like in Amsterdam. It has a sidewalk and a 2-way bicycle path on both sides of the road. And yeah, this
I'll tell you right now, there's a really cool area in Arkansas. Not that it's a great place state-wise, but like northwest Arkansas is where Walmart came out of. So like Walmart's family like pours a ton of money into that like tri-city area of like Bentonville and whatever the hell else is around it. They have so many areas that are like extremely bike laned. And it's fancy. Like they put a lot of money into that area. So you can like basically take a bike path from downtown Bentonville like to any of the other cities near it. So I mean it's still not perfect, but there's some pretty interesting spots up there that are a little unlike this, but still also a lot of places like this.
This area in Houston is very suburban, almost 30 kilometers from the city center. But that's no excuse. The area is lined with businesses and shops, many of which are staffed by minimum wage workers.
God, I hate
in America,
parking lots in front of a
prices are
building.
talked about a lot, but the most important metric is housing plus transportation costs. How are these employees supposed to get to work? Do they all need to drive? Can they even afford to do that? Here's what an industrial park in the middle of nowhere looks like in the Netherlands. The street is only 2 lanes wide, and there's a beautiful 2-way cycling path that can be used for people walking and cycling. North Americans balk at designing pedestrian and cycling infrastructure anywhere but in busy downtowns. But here, employees of the nearby factories and warehouses can use these safe paths to get to and from work, and for other trips like going for lunch too. There is always a long list of excuses people make as to why nobody walks or cycles in North America. But that's what they are. Excuses. The real reason is that it's not enjoyable, comfortable, or safe to walk or cycle in a place like this. Yeah, the weather is bad sometimes, or there might be hills. But don't you think that this guy would appreciate a sidewalk?
I was about to say, look at this dude struggling.
Houston is one of the worst examples of urban sprawl. For my Dutch viewers, if Amsterdam were as sprawling as Houston, then a circle including Alkmaar, Leiden, Utrecht, and Lelystad would all be connected by continuous car-dependent sprawl.
I'm assuming
I
this
moved
is
from a
Amsterdam,
heavily
right?
car-dependent town to downtown Chicago and literally pointed out the protected bike lanes because I had never seen them before. Skeptical.
Yeah. We stayed like in this area of Amsterdam when we were at TwitchCon. I think it was called Amstelveen. I've said this before, I think too. What a beautiful area, man. I mean, it looked like a rich area in the United States. And it was not. Like, it was a very affordable area. Just like the care and the local infrastructure was awesome.
There is a right way and a wrong way to design a city. And this is decidedly the wrong way for so many reasons. And by the way, the barbecue joints in Houston are good, but the best brisket I ever had in my life was at Mighty Quinn's. And you know where that restaurant is? New York City.
New York City!
Get a rope.
But the sad part is, Houston is not even the worst city in the US, and the city is actually doing more to change things than many other US cities. For example, Houston recently deployed a completely new bus network literally overnight, and it has led to significantly higher ridership.
That's cool.
Street Films made an...
Could you imagine, dude? Imagine if LA did that. Like, imagine in a fraction of that area. Like from downtown to like the coast. Would be amazing.
excellent video about these changes. They're really great. Bravo. to
People would
Houston
vote for
Metro
it too.
doing this.
I imagine a lot of LA people would
Houston
vote
has
for
also
public
been
transit.
installing several bicycle lanes as well. And the city has removed minimum parking requirements for 2 downtown neighborhoods in an attempt to build a more walkable, mixed-use downtown.
That's cool, man.
Speaking of mixed use, it is a common myth that Houston does not have zoning. It is true that the city does not have a thing called zoning, but they have lots of other restrictions, such as minimum parking requirements, minimum lot sizes, and other regulations that cities would normally put into their zoning codes. And they also have city-enforced deed restrictions that limit what you can build on certain parcels of land that allows, for example, only single-family homes to be built in many neighborhoods. In short, Houston has all of the worst parts of a zoning ordinance, they just don't call it zoning. City Beautiful has a great video about this if you're interested in learning more.
No, that's good because
but despite all the work that is
preventing
being done,
multifamily
Houston
homes
has a very, very, very long way
good
to
because
go.
fuck landlordship.
The city recently completed a multi-million-dollar project that is called a protected intersection for pedestrians. Does this look pedestrian-friendly to you?
Nope.
It is the intersection of 2 6-lane roads, and it literally has high-speed slip lanes for drivers so they can bypass the traffic light when turning right. Slip lanes are insanely dangerous for people walking. It's absolutely ridiculous that engineers would purposefully design slip lanes in a place that's supposedly meant
you can
for
just
pedestrians
slaughter a local
and
family.
being billed as pedestrian-friendly. I mean, I guess it's better than walking through the grass and across a death bridge with no sidewalk, but come on, this is what counts as pedestrian infrastructure? And of course, Houston is also home to the Katy Freeway, the widest freeway in the United States. In 2011, $2.2 billion was spent widening the highway to over 20 lanes. And as a result, travel times out of downtown have increased by up to 30%. This is a massive...
Because it doesn't fix it. I don't know how many times people have to do this.
3 months later,
Expanding a highway doesn't decrease traffic. It puts more in the same area. It doesn't make it easier to get to a place. It just puts them all in a smaller, condensed area, which makes traffic worse. Yeah, bottlenecking. It's insane that people think that works.
That could have been better spent on public transit or other alternatives to driving that are proven to reduce car traffic. But instead, it was used as an expensive demonstration of induced demand. And no lessons have been learned here. The city and state are planning an additional $7 billion on highway expansion. This project will demolish 4 religious buildings, 2 schools, 168 homes, 1,067 multifamily units, and 331 businesses that employ almost 25,000 people. It is literally never ending. It's often said that the truth about a city's aspirations isn't found in its vision, it's found in its budget. So despite the millions spent on pedestrian improvements that somehow also include faster turning lanes for drivers, Houston is spending billions on car infrastructure and is fully addicted to car dependency. I just don't know how you undo the damage caused by a place designed like this. How does this ever become sustainable, financially
I don't know.
or environmentally? And to me, the most sad part is that people who have grown up
like,
only
look at
knowing
this.
car dependence,
Where does anybody
don't see
walk
a
right
problem
there?
with this. To them, restricting cars is literally taking away their freedom, because they have become so addicted to car dependency that they are incapable of understanding that it is possible to design places where not only do you not need to drive, you won't even
Amsterdam.
want to drive, and that lifestyle can be better in almost every way. My travels gave me the opportunity to visit every major city.
Guys, honestly, if you can afford it, go check out Amsterdam. It's a great looking city. It makes you feel like shit coming back here, I gotta say. it's a beautiful looking place.
In the United States, most of them multiple times, and as a result, I have absolutely no desire to go back to any of them. But those experiences shaped the way I think about cities, and they're what ultimately resulted in our family moving to
Amsterdam
the Netherlands,
again.
the country that has the best cities in the world.
It's a cool park.
And hey, if Houston weren't so terrible, we never would have had this YouTube channel, so thanks, Houston. I owe you one. I'd like to thank my supporters on Patreon who pay me to relive the
Just kidding. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Oh yeah. Wait, hold on. I gotta. Sorry, I just had to subscribe really quick.
My cock!
I'm planning on visiting Denmark next year, and I literally said one of my favorite things is going to not be driving and walking instead.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. One year anniversary of the 100-day sneak challenge. Oh, the person that drew me every day. Oh God. Sorry, I didn't want to get in trouble. Cool. Music.
Yo.
Music. Real. Ooh, this is a good one. All the problems with Atomic Heart in a full video. Yeah, man.
Today is
20 minutes. Okay. That's in Russian. Can I change that? Ooh. Or Ukrainian. My bad. I gotta pee. I'll be back. Okay. Yeah. Nope. Okay, cool. This is a video about the issues with Atomic Heart, which I think will be very interesting. I'm assuming it's more of the actual problems with it, not the fact that the game is shit, like writing wise. So
today is August 9th.
I have cereal, by the way. Do you guys know there's like protein cereal now? The shit, what company is it? They make protein shakes a bunch. Not Ensure, but the other one. I don't know. Anyway, this is like the same amount of calories as like other cereal, but it has like 16 grams of protein in it. It's nuts. Pretty crazy. Anyway.
1945. The US drops 2 atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, turning the cities to dust and ending the lives of more than 200,000 people. shortly after which Japan surrenders. In celebration, the US government creates and publishes a tabletop board game called Nuclear Love, themed according to the operation performed. It was made for 2 players, where one would be playing on the side of the US and the other would be playing as Japan. The game features dice that look like miniature atomic bombs, and the person who manages to bomb the other's city capital first wins. By rules of the game, however, the US side would always have the first turn, which brought natural advantage, and the board game, despite the patriotism and popularity, failed on the market. Sounds like a rather unethical piece of military propaganda that nullifies the tragedies, right? That's because nuclear love never existed and I just made it up. But there is a similar situation that does exist that follows this formula, and it is about to be released, and its name is Atomic Heart. I want to preface the video by saying that if you're the type of person that is still going to buy and play something like Hogwarts Legacy despite its infamy, you might as well click off, as I'm going to explain why it's a bad idea to purchase and play Atomic Heart. Go on, you have a Joe Rogan podcast to catch up on, or play Call of Duty or something, I don't know, off you go. Being Ukrainian myself, I'm making this video to spread awareness, so even if 100 people see this, I'm satisfied.
I feel like this is a different like thing too, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like with this game and Hogwarts Legacy, it's different. It's not like, oh well, like, it's not like, I guess, Poppy Playtime even, for example, where it's like, well, the game dev is kind of a slime ball. Like, he's like taking money, he said some weird stuff, he makes a shit game because he wants more money. That I'll play and make fun of. That doesn't bother me. Like, it's different when like a game is from a person actively harming trans lives, and it's different. And I know I said I'd play this game when it first came out because I had actually no idea until people warned me. It's different when a game is made pretty much as Russian propaganda. And I'm sure this guy will explain it better than I will. That's significantly different. Like, trans people are in a lot of danger nowadays. They've become the subject of like the right politicians in America as like a punching bag to like fearmonger a bunch of ignorant people into hating them and harming them. So pretending like buying the game of somebody supporting that isn't a problem because you just want to be a silly little fucking wizard is ridiculous. It's a different, that's not, like, that's insane, man. Like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? These are different things. These two games especially are different. Like, there are so many other games out there. You don't have to play these games. You just want to, and you want to not feel bad about it. Well, it sucks for you that these games were made by horrible people. So why not just find a different fucking game? It's not hard. Like, that's not difficult. You just want to put your head in the sand and pretend like it doesn't matter because it might not affect you. But like, it affects so many people near you and you don't even think about it. You don't even want to think about it. You just want to fucking Expelliarmus people. So it's like, fuck you, man. Like, you could do the bare minimum here and you chose not to. And it says a lot. That's all.
Even if one person cancels their pre-order because of this video, I'm satisfied. I will be turning monetization on for this video if possible, and all revenue from this video will be going straight to local Ukrainian charities. But let's start with the basics. What is Atomic Heart? Atomic Heart is a video game set to be released on February 21st, 2023 that is positioned by the developers as BioShock in the USSR. It describes the events of the alternative history of the 50s, where the Soviet Union emerged from the Second World War scientifically and technologically advanced, reaching the peak of development with cold nuclear fusion and intelligent robots. You play as Mayor Nechayev, who is a KGB major and an officer in special assignments. So far, the game has been universally appraised, earning top spots in oncoming games lists on sites like PC Gamer, IGN, and Gamescom. But let's see who is really behind it. The game is developed by a Russian studio called Montfish. On the website of the studio, there is currently no mention of the fact that this is a Russian game dev. The story of the company begins with its launch in 2017 by a team of 4 like-minded gaming enthusiasts in Cyprus. At the same time, the studio was mentioned as a Russian one with an office in Moscow in Russian gaming and IT media articles. In 2019, there was even a report from the Moscow office of the studio. And after the events of 2022, the company completely ostracized itself from being known as a strictly Russian company and is now presenting itself as international, which in terms of their history of office installments and offshores means
Golly gee,
half
why would they do
Cyprus,
that?
half Armenian, half Singapore, and whatever the hell else, just to avoid sanctions and negative spotlight. So, now that we've established that this is actually a Russian studio, what is their opinion on the war going on? What could be their stance on this tragic matter that could save and keep their public image and also not tank the sales? Let's read out loud together. Guys, we have noted the questions surrounding where we at Montfish stand. We want to assure you that Montfish is a developer and studio with a global team focused on an innovative game and is undeniably a pro-peace organization against violence against people. We do not comment on politics or religion. Rest assured, we're a global team focused... Hold on, stop.
And all we're doing is making a game about Russia being really good. We're pro-peace, guys. We don't make any political commentary. We just bolster the opinion of a country invading another right now. Keep us out of it, guys. Keep us out of it.
Do not comment on politics? You're making a game that's sole idea is USSR renewal and communism.
Yep.
You classified your game as inspired by BioShock and Prey, yet you go the no politics in my video game route?
Which, spoiler alert, because this game sucks. They literally copied a plot line from BioShock. Like the whole thing where Atlas is secretly controlling you, but you don't really know that because you're just making choices based off what the game's telling you because Atlas is saying that. Yeah, they kind of just like did that. They kind of just did that, but like in this universe's version. Like literal bar for bar shit, yeah.
My cock!
Calls a country invading another as political is also very bruckles like that, not political, it's just
Yeah, that's really not political. That's just like
This is
literally
one step
cruel.
away from the
Yeah,
types
true.
of gamers who say, I don't like politics in my video game, and then immediately open up Fallout. What absolute nonsense. After that, their response to criticism regarding that tweet was
Right.
simply to ban people, so it's a short end there. Now, let's look at the CEO of Montfish, whose name is Robert Pagratuni. Except that it isn't. His actual name is Maxim Zatsepin. Max previously had a position of a creative director / top manager in Mail.ru, which is now presented as VK,
made a
the
fake
biggest
name?
social media platform in Russia.
No reason to do
It doesn't
that.
take much to figure out that a platform that is based in Russia, directed and controlled by Russia, and is used only by Russians will have a strict pro-Russian stance. But it doesn't end there. Meet Yevgenia Sidova, As the founder of Montfish, she's a former model and an owner of a modeling agency. She worked at New Media Stars, where she was in charge of the computer graphics department. That company is now in charge of various pro-Russian mass media, such as Vzglyad.ru and Dni.ru. According to the former employees of the company, all Montfish transactions and checks are on her behalf. Let's roll back the time a little bit. The game has been in development for quite a while, and by quite a while I mean at least 7 years,
Yeah.
with its earliest trailers dating back to 2017. And the scene in 2017 and 2018 wasn't as smooth for them. Many people got interested and excited, but a lot of people were skeptical, the reason being a shady system of pre-orders. Let me paint you a picture. An unknown company posts a small teaser trailer of some generic assets and a description to cause hype, with all of the effort to guide you to their pre-order page, where you would be met with a $60 base game, $90 pre-order for Gold Edition, and $100 for Premium Edition. Mind you, you see these price tags, and there's exactly 2 minutes of badly made teaser trailer footage with no gameplay to serve as the video game's representation and marketing. What did not help was the fact that the game was being developed by a studio that no one has ever heard from before, being just born and publishing Atomic Heart as the first game.
I will say a lot of games do this sort of thing now. Not the DLC part, but they do allow like pre-order pretty quickly. But even like most just like allow wish lists on their page. But yeah, that the whole like pre-order, but like also you could buy more of it is absolutely sketchy.
Which means that they have no background and no past games that would justify the pre-order prices. However, the breaking point for many people was that the game didn't even have a release date, or even a release year at the time, which meant that you're investing up to $100 for something that might not come out ever, practically losing your money. You know what else is $60 for the same price as the base game? Elden Ring. Doubts started to rise as many people called this out to be a fake footage from a video game that doesn't exist, made by a shadow company with no records just to scam people out of their pre-order money. And it's been like that for a long time until they dropped more trailers and promo material and so on and so forth, but the initial impression fell flat. Now let's talk economics. If you were to buy one and spend $60, where would these $60 go? That is a really good question. To answer it, let's look at what kind of companies signed up to be the investors.
I'm sure it'll go to a great place.
Basically to be the ones who would be taking the large cut in Atomic Heart's revenue. The investors of the studio are Chinese Tencent and Russian GEM Capital and Gaijin Entertainment. Tencent needs no introduction, being infamous with its licensing technique and hunger over users' data. So let's start with Gaijin Entertainment, which moved from Russia to Hungary in 2022 in order to avoid conflict and continue its activities.
No way.
The head of the PR, Konstantin Hovorun, illegally visited the Ukrainian Crimea, which is temporarily occupied by Russia, and repeatedly spoke in support of the policies and politics of the Russian Federation. But the most interesting sponsor is GEM Capital. GEM Capital is a Russian fund founded by Anatoly Pali, who previously worked at Gazprom's subsidiary Gazenergoset. The studio raised investments from them in 2021, where Anatoly met and became friends with oligarchs who got rich on oil and gas activities and now have the opportunity to invest large sums of money in various projects. Namely, the export of gas and oil is one of the main categories of income of the Russian budget, the money from which goes to the military industry. And if you know basic economics and finances, you know that all investments must be returned, including interest. Moreover, a Twitter user found Pali's connection to other Russian state institutions, such as the sanctioned, systematically important bank VTB. The game attracted as many as 4 publishers: Xbox, 4Divinity, Focus Entertainment, and VK Play. Let's focus on VK Play. It is known to be a gaming division of the former Mail.ru, the same Mail.ru who had Maxim Zatsepin as their former top manager. And again, it is closely connected with the Russian government and participates in many initiatives of the Kremlin. If
No way.
Atomic Heart is being developed with money that
Can't believe it.
originated from sanctioned Russian businesses such as VK and Mail.ru, and banks which are systematically important to Russian government such as VTB, profits from the game could be directed to help the Russian government in its invasion. Thus, by buying Atomic Heart, you would pay money to companies that support the aggressive policies and military actions of the Russian Federation. Lastly, there were some incredible terms of service and privacy policies spotted over at Montfish. The website now leads to a 404, but someone managed to capture these screenshots. Basically, it says that your information can and will be transferred to the Russian government, in particularly the Federal Security Service. And not just your username, but your full name, physical address, email, phone number, IP address, and so on. Gotta say, their mobilization methods are getting kinda dire. Finally, let's talk about the game itself for a bit.
Yep.
Set in the USSR in 1955, Atomic Heart's story begins as the Soviet
So not only are you probably giving the money you spent to buy the game to the Russian government, who are still actively invading Ukraine, you're basically giving your information to the Russian government, like full on doxing yourself. Like not like your username, like he said, all of it. Name, address, all of it. You're full on doxing yourself to the Russian government when you buy this game. Yep.
scientist Dmitry Sechenov creates an AI-assisted legion of robots that take control of all manual labor, leaving humans free to live a life of leisure and luxury. The main protagonist is a mentally unstable officer on special assignments, nicknamed P3, who is sent by this Professor Sechenov to keep the situation at Facility 3826 from deteriorating. The game is set in a utopian universe where the USSR had won and had a major boost in technical progress. The gameplay is centered around fighting through hordes of various types of enemies, ranging from playing robots to cosmic horror type obscurities. The game is filled to the brim with USSR-themed keepsakes and memorabilia,
And I wonder
from
why.
drinking condensed milk straight out of the can to actual flags and symbols of the USSR, hammer and sickle. This kind of approach to the showcase of USSR and communism walks a thin line between using it for world building and praising it, and there are many solid reasons to believe that this line has been crossed completely right into promoting and idealizing the USSR regime and using it as a tool of USSR and Russian military propaganda, and there have been events to prove this. Take a look at this event that people behind VK organized. It was a special showcase of Atomic Heart for the Russian press, which was stylized in the game's Soviet aesthetics, and they did not go stingy on the decorations, huh? The event included a dinner in a large banquet hall where you could see Soviet-style slogans like "Glory to the Soviet engineers" or "Comrade, join the Society of the Future." One of the users in Twitter replies said, "Imagine if developers of Wolfenstein had a Nazi-themed party," and I would say that's well said. Sergei Mohov, a
Yup.
Remedy lead gameplay designer, rightfully accused Monfish of being nostalgic about the Soviet regime or even glorifying it. Ironically, the party's date coincided with the adoption of the new anti-LGBT law in Russia, which brings us right back to USSR, I guess. A major point that I want to bring attention to, that there have been numerous well-made games with a Soviet or USSR or low-lie Eastern Europe theme or setting. Let's bring some examples. In Singularity, the Soviet Union discovered a source of element 99 and has special powers that could warp time itself, trying to bring it to the glory days through time travel. If you're in the mood for video games that came out 15 years ago, but already played through all the world-famous ones, you should give it a try. In Half-Life 2, the setting of City 17 has not been directly said to be in a specific part of the world, but it's clear that it's been influenced by Eastern Europe's architecture and style. Bulgarian art director Viktor Antonov, the person behind City 17 and Dunwall of Dishonored, mentions his childhood hometown of Sofia as main inspiration for City 17. Other places like Belgrade were also used as reference. In Disco Elysium, the streets of Martinez show what it would be like to live through the failure of an attempted communist revolution. You can still see artillery damage and
Disco
bullet
Elysium's
holes
a
in the
wild
walls,
game, man.
notes the lead writer Helen Hinpere. There's this feeling of being stuck in the past. People of Soviet and post-Soviet era are very familiar with this feeling, especially those who live in countries like Moldova or Estonia, which is the homeland of the game's lead designer Robert Kurvitz. The game takes its own spin of what being a communist entails through its own political vision quest and partially the main quest. I won't spoil it, and I do suggest you try it out yourself. Coming back to Atomic Heart, another point that rubs me the wrong way is the recent marketing strategy. It seems like their marketing team realized that their previous shady strategy has failed to bring in pre-orders, so they went with another plan to make typical capital G gamers buy their game, which is of course none other than through sexualization and objectification of women. So far I have avoided showing these characters on screen, but I am talking about the couple of female USSR-styled robots that they suddenly added in recent trailers and thumbnails to get the attention of the lusty
isn't that weird?
Just by searching Atomic Heart on YouTube and scrolling far down, it's impossible to miss the countless trailers, thumbnails, edits, and shorts about these characters, with some videos claiming that they'll buy the game just for these two, which also brings in the ongoing issue of sexualizing lesbians in media. Not only is marketing like this highly unethical and immoral, as we've been fighting with objectifying and sexualizing women, especially in media and advertisements, especially lesbians, but it's also actually illegal. For example, in Ukraine, our parliament adopted a law banning sexism in advertising, which became active in January 2022. Elected officials have banned showing the superiority of one gender over another in physical, intellectual, or social aspect, showing stereotypical roles of men and women, gender-based violence, as well as the human body as a sexual object. In simpler terms, it's just gross and cheap, and what pains me to say is that it seems to be working. These YouTube shorts and edits are getting millions of views, quickly becoming favorite among the fans, who quickly started to spread rumors about a possible 6-hour sex scene in the video game. It's so wrong on so many levels. In conclusion, what can you do to support Ukraine on this matter?
Why would anybody believe that shit, bro?
If you did purchase a pre-order of Atomic Heart, the first and the best step would be to cancel it, request a refund, and send that exact amount of money to Ukrainian charities. The second part is admirable, but not necessary. Simply canceling the pre-order is fine, and let's be honest, in this day and age, you shouldn't be buying pre-orders anyway. If you want to go a step further, you can do the following. You can go to the game shop page, click on the complaint flag, select the item breach of the law, contains materials that violate the laws of your country, and write a similar text or something on that matter. In case you didn't know, Ukraine has implemented a law that restricts and bans all Soviet and USSR propaganda, symbols, and memorabilia. We had quite enough of that. If you simply want to stand aside and be an innocent bystander, there is a way as well. When the game comes out on February 21st, simply play a different game. It's that easy. Don't wishlist Atomic Heart, don't buy it, and go play something like Disco Elysium instead. You should wishlist Stalker 2 though. Some users could make a claim that they could simply pirate it and pay no money to the Russian devs and still enjoy the game.
Nope.
To that I can't say anything. At that point it depends only on your moral compass. If you feel comfortable playing the game after watching this video till the end, I've done all in my power and I can't control your wallet, so I can't stop you from pirating this game. It's just up to your morals and ideals at this point. In the description, I'll be sending the links to all of the articles used for this video.
It ain't gonna change your life.
It's up to you. I want to give a shout out to Dirty Wall for helping a lot with the research part for this video, including tweets and articles. And this is why you shouldn't buy Atomic Heart. Misleading marketing, shady pre-orders, USSR glorification, and direct financial gain to Russia's military.
Yep.
I know that this is not a usual video I would
Even
make,
one of those
but I
would
had
be
to
an
spread
issue,
awareness
but it's
regarding
all of
this
them.
delicate matter. I know that this video might attract some enlightened centrist contrarians who will buy the game either way, and those I shall rightfully ignore.
Yeah, I think this video
Have
was
a good
made
day,
prior
y'all.
to the release. Oh my god, is the main character annoying.
Another
I clicked something
good day.
somehow. I don't, my bad. The main character is awful. He has like a catchphrase. Like a protagonist catchphrase. Does anybody want to guess his catchphrase? You know, like something like a normal person would say. He says crispy critters. Like, the fuck does that mean, bro? I don't know who came up with that. They need to like speak to people. They need to like have a conversation at all. Cause like that means nothing. What does that mean? Like dude. Oh. There's a part where, you know how I said they copied the BioShock plotline, right? So they've copied the whole like Atlas controlling you thing, right? They're explaining it to the main character and how he's being duped, and all he says, he just goes, crispy critters. What? You've just been told you've been being controlled your entire life, pretty much, and all you say is this cringe ass line. It's so weird. It's so weird, dude. Like, don't play it. There's no reason. I'm telling you. Like, from the little bit I watched, it's not good. Not good. Not good.
Crispy critters are yes the perfect catchphrase.
Yeah, that's like when a villain explains like why he wants to kill an entire city, and then Velma's just like, Jinkies. I don't think this is a Jinkies moment, Velma. I'm gonna be honest. That's so true. That doesn't really fit the vibe here. But all right. You say what you want, I guess.